Hello Taurus, it's Doreen from Insight Readings with your 20 insights for the month. Please forgive me for not putting out any readings for the last 2 months. It's been pretty hectic with our lockdown, for me as well as for you. But I'm back again, so here we are. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, for your support of the channel, and by your views and your likes. I really appreciate it, and your comments. Thank you. So Taurus, with that, I want to just give a little bit of insight with regards to our eclipses that are closing for us and the new ones starting again in June. And whenever anything's coming to a close in astrology, that's when it's like really intense, and we have that last end out. The intensity is really felt of where the lessons are, the changes that we needed to make in our life. So before I do that and go into it, I just want to I have meditated on your cards. It just invite Spirit in. Spirit, please just give me clarity, understanding, while you're with me, with the messages for Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. And thank you, God. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start off with your eclipses, Taurus. They have been, well, for everyone, it's been in Capricorn, which is your 9th house, and in Cancer, your 3rd house. So the 9th house is where the South Node is, and that's the moon nodes, and the moon signifies our fate and destiny here on earth, our material world, our fated events, what have come to live here. And the South Node is about things that we did in the past, or something from the past, or past karma, or things that we feel attracted to and that are easy for us, that we follow. The North Node, however, is where we have to, that's our lesson, where we've got to go, where we've got to put our focus. It's something that we've got to learn, and it's not easy. So it's not easy to go in that direction. So let's start with your South Node, Capricorn. Capricorn is about climbing high on a mountain, duty related, going grit, just the Capricorn is the sea goat. That goat climbs up that rocky mountain to get to the top. It's achievement, and that is in your 9th house. And for the eclipse elements, both signs are complementary to your sign. Capricorn is earthy, so there's a lot of earthiness there. That means your energy. So in the South Node, what you have to release and move away from that is easy for you is this 9th house. But it's very difficult because it's Capricorn, and Capricorn is duty, resilience, endurance, and the earthiness is, for Taurus, is the stubbornness, the resistance to change, because it's earth and earth. So it's really difficult. And the 9th house relates to travel, obviously, and I don't think you've done much traveling, especially long distance. None of us have, Taurus. So if there were any plans of that, they obviously were dashed. Besides it relating to long distance travel, it relates to religion, to higher education, to philosophy, those type of lofty ideas. So if you've put too much in that and you're resistant to change from that, that's where your battle is, because you need to release that. So you're used to doing that and you're resistant to change that. So it could be a religion you might have to change. It could be something, the spiritual side of your life, looking at that and needing to make a change and release something and look at something alternative, because it's always contradictory, the nodes. You have to look at something else, get a different perception, a different perspective on something, but you're resistant to that because of the earth and earth. And the same with higher education. That your focus has been there, your duty, your endurance, moving up, focusing on that to get that, and you being asked to let go of it, but you're resistant to it. That there's another perspective of it. Not saying don't study or anything like that, but there's a different perspective, because that part of letting go is actually contrary to where you need to be going. And where do you need to be going? To Cancer. Cancer is all about nurturing your body, self-preservation. The crab has that shell, so protecting itself. It's soft on the inside, skirting around things, watery, going inward. You need to go inward with the sign of Cancer. And water is also complementary to earth. So it's the emotional side. And the protective, nurturing side that you need to focus on. Cancer is about the home as well, and Taurus loves the home, and that's where your focus is, and you're at home at the moment, so enjoying that. Your perception of home is changing and enjoying that as well. And the third house is about your communication, so communicating with family, with friends, that everyday chat. It's not this higher philosophical type of communication and ideals. It's more down to earth, daily movement and chatting and connecting, networking in a more watery, emotional way, in a homely way, in a protective way, from that third house. And the third house, besides being communication, also about travel, but short distance travel. So you might be doing quite a bit of that and focusing on that rather than I think we all are, because there is no long distance travel. So see how that all fits in here, this intensity that's built up with the eclipses coming to a close for this last 18 months that we've had to move into the next sector. I'm not going to drone on with that. That is where your eclipses have been for the last 3 months, and this is the closure, and this is where you will feel these energies the most intensely, of where your changes need to go and your focus. You have to focus to Cancer, the North Node, the third house, the down-to-earth type things, the more... it's also about teaching and education, funny enough, the third house and the ninth, both of it. Where the ninth is higher learning, higher education. The third is teaching the secondary school, the lower things. It's not lower, I mean, we're not lower. It's teaching things from home, learning things from home, getting a different perspective on it, not being maybe so idealistic in that sense. So I'm going to do a card selection here. And then I'll turn the camera onto the cards. I just want you to see that I'm looking at you while I pick one randomly and see what energies are there for you, Taurus, for this month of 20. Okay, so there we go. And it says no judgment. That's the card. Okay, so let me put on glasses so I can see this clearly. Now, these cards are homemade cards that I did when I was going through a very, very difficult time in my life. That was in teen. And the lessons that I learned was not to have judgment towards myself, because we can really beat up on ourselves, and towards other people or other things or other situations that have caused something in our life, a difficulty. And on this card, if you can see, I put the tower, that the leaning tower of Pisa, because I felt like the world had been pulled out under me. And that's the tower moment, the perception that has changed for you, Taurus, the tower moment. As we come to a close here, that tower is falling. What you believed in so strongly, your ideals, are changing now. They have to change because the foundation they were built on, and you're so resistant to changing, no longer serve you. And this is what the universe is forcing into your life, that change of perception there. And I have the little butterflies on there. I hope you can see that. That is for that new beginning. And isn't this exactly what is happening now? That new beginning, butterfly signifies something that is coming through out of that chrysalis. You went in the worm, you come out the butterfly. Something beautiful, that complete change of who you are and your identity. And then the little flowers and stars as you blossom and follow your stars. So that reads so into your reading. How amazing is Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for that. And that is no judgment towards yourself, situations, people, in your life, whatever's happening, even with this whole story that we're dealing with our lockdown. No judgment. It is what it is. We've got to deal with it, and that's what it is. I'm going to do the next card. And Spirit, what is the message? This is from the I Can Do It cards by Louise Hay. What can Taurus do through this ending of this eclipse and the energy that it brings through, this intensity, the last swoop of wringing out what needs to be wrung out? We're all doing it in different areas of our life. But Taurus has the double whammy battle here of being resistant to that change because of the double earth. It's your element, and water is also complementary to your element. So, okay, so what is your card? And it says, I am at ease with myself and I am at ease with other people. Beautiful. That's exactly where you need to be. At ease with yourself and at ease with other people. And it says, I am even-tempered and emotionally well balanced. And yes, you are, Taurus, but you can also be a bull in the China store. Spirit is just saying that you are both of those. You are both of those. You have even-tempered and emotionally well-balanced. And yes, earthiness definitely comes into that. Well-balanced, absolutely. Emotionally with the Cancer side of it. And you're at ease with yourself and at ease with other people. And most Taurus people are at ease with other people and well-balanced. Okay, so I'm going to go into the actual reading. I'm going to turn this down so we can get a better view of the actual cards. There we go. Okay. So let's get an oracle card here. What is the message for Taurus before we start this reading, Spirit, for 20? Thank you. And it is about snow and awakening dreams. We have choices there with the two geese. And snow is iciness, coldness, what you're dealing with, something difficult. But there's a dream that's awakening. Something is awakening. And it did come out upright, so let me read that and see how that reads into your reading. Let's just get in. Sorry about the time here. Soft, quiet, and beautiful. There is something almost sacred about the first snow of the year. It touches the blessed keep of our dreams, a place where the heart and soul entwine. When it snows, we look up to watch the flakes fall. We lift our gaze to soft wonders and our dreams awaken. Once you believed that everything was possible, and deep inside a part of you still believes that. Dreams remind us of our possibilities, and your dreams are being stirred once more. Now is the time to pursue them. So there we have it, Taurus. Dreams, maybe that long travel that's fallen away, your ideals, your education, your higher learning, whatever it is changing. That was a dream, but it's falling away to a better perspective. It doesn't mean it's coming to an end, but there's a change there. There's a different perception that needs to take place as that dream awakens for you. Remember, whatever is taken out of our life or changed is always for the benefit, for the improvement. Okay, so this will be, the first card will be like for the beginning of the month or past situations. The second card will be sort of the middle of the month or your current situation. And there's your card. And then towards the end of the month or in the future, this is for the month of it. But time is fluid. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so very much your Taurus energy here. So we start off with the Eight of Wands, and that is about information that's coming and going. It is about travel on the air, but there is no online travel, but who knows, maybe in the future. But it was in the past, maybe you had planned something, but there's information that it comes through. It came through quite quickly. It was active energy, it's fire energy. So very active energy. And in this card, we see the person throwing or sending that information. So you are the one that sent this information. So it's information backwards and forwards, possibly. And it would have been good news, something about career, possibly, or where you want to put your direction. But the information is active, passionate, enthusiastic, good news that would have been coming and going and quite quickly and on the airwaves for you as well. And we see that he very energetically is sending out his information as well. It could be this online teaching and all of that has been happening in the world, and that's what you've been, possibly exactly what you've been dealing with, and that you had to work through this. We all had to learn this new perspective of how to teach, because you're in this teaching, 3rd and 9th house, and you're dealing with that. The high priest is somebody that is communicates between heaven and earth, on the earthly realms. He brings down the messages from heaven, as above, so below, kind of thing. He deals with religion, and the 9th house is religion. So different perspectives, but in a more grounded, earthy fashion. Perspectives that come down to you that are lightened with the sun. There's clarity that comes through here, but in a grounded, practical way. And we see emotionally, and the sword, the cup and the sword. So there's clarity with the sword, and clarity with emotions as well. And awakening your dreams, there's emotional clarity as well. We do have that with Cancer in your 3rd house. So your 3rd house brings that clarity. This is the card of Taurus. And this is about working together, because the high priest works together with spirit and man to bring about the messages and changes, and brings over that information. He teaches, he brings over that information. He's in high esteem. It could be a superior, it's somebody with higher knowledge, a CEO, a magistrate, anybody in a high situation. Could even be a financial manager because of that Taurus practical energy. But sitting very grounded here and making choices like the wren. Choices to work together. The wren is a little bird that works together with its partner to create something, but they don't stay long. They move on. They move on to the next thing, and that's exactly what the 3rd house is about. You pick up here, move on. Pick up there, move on. It's not like 9th house where it's a higher education, something that's prolonged. It's sort of quick moving, but working together on something in the 3rd house, communication in the 3rd house, whatever you're putting out there, but doing it and finding it possibly difficult with the 5. The 8 is something that deals with karma, something from the past coming into the future, that infinity sign, and the blending of that, and then finding it difficult at first. But then here's the closure, the cycle that closes, and the independence of whatever it was. Your earthy energy, it's Pentacles. Finding that balance with the 6 Pentacles here. 6 is about a balance, that equal give and take. Something that is owed to you is given to you, and the other way around. And 3 is about the negotiation and the growth, the moving forward, but in a stable, earthy, Pentacle way. And the 9 together is independence, closing of a cycle. Being grounded, getting that, having that falcon focus with purity. As these branches bud, we see little flowers ready to just blossom there and going to bloom as we move forward and as the cycle closes. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little more clarity. One card each, Spirit, please, for each card here. For the 8 of Wands, please. 8 of Wands, thank you. 8 of Wands. For the High Priest, This is also a counselor or counseling someone, and a 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So here we have the Five of Swords with the Eight of Wands. So the Five of Swords is having a victory, but you wonder if it was actually worth it. It's an intellectual victory because it's swords, but it causes conflict, and it's at the expense of something else. Something is sacrificed, so it's been at the expense of something else. So, you know, that ninth house can be intellectual debates or ideals, and having the victory, there's the victory flag. But then you think to yourself, was it actually worth it? Was all of that actually worth it? And that's the information that's come in and out. Also, 5, it's been challenging. You know, swords are always difficult energy to deal with. It's air energy, it's sharp, it's intellectual, it can be quite brutal. But there is clarity with swords that come through as well. So that's the past or the beginning of the month. In the middle of the month or current situation, we have this counselor, possibly as well. And then something that you've invested in, the Four of Pentacles. Now that's your energy, and this is your energy. Maybe being resistant to change, because the Four of Pentacles is about taking a pause or being resistant. Almost stagnant, holding on to something, burying your treasure, not wanting to make a change. That is a possibility. Being too invested in something. Or it could be also because in this deck we do see the key there. You find the key, you find it with this communication. Maybe you need counseling, or you've had counseling, or you've counseled yourself. And open that you've been resistant to. In this treasure trove, seen the practicality, the coins, the key opens it, seen the practicality of the situation, and invest in it in a more practical way, because we see the castle in the background. So there's the investment into something that is practical, real, home, that fourth house energy, fourth house, that Cancer energy of nurturing hearth and home, because that's what Cancer stands for, and you in that third house of something practical that you need to invest in and open, where you've been resistant to possibly change. And then towards the end of the week or month, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So that's closure of a cycle, ending of a cycle, 9. And we have the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is about also information that comes through. But the Page of Cups is emotional. Yes, it's water, it's emotion. But it can be wishy-washy. It could be about finances, because we see the fish, but wishy-washy in a sense that it's a seed that comes through. But if you see this little page, he's not even looking at what is coming into him or what's trying to get his attention. That little fish is trying desperately to get the attention of that page, and he's not even focused on it. So even though it says that there's a closure of a cycle and there's independence that's attained, and you can take care of yourself in a very earthy, grounded perspective, focused way in your situation, whatever it is, the little seed that's growing, you're finding a little bit wishy-washy. That Cancer energy, the water energy, you're not really paying attention to it. But it is a seed, it's a page, it's something small. And in another sense, it is a general reading. It could be a child that's bringing a message to you, something, because 9 is always something that stands alone. It's loneliness, maybe feeling loneliness from children possibly, because a page is somebody that is younger. And yes, we are isolated from our children, and so that could very possibly be in that. And your investment and wanting to be the nurturer, the Taurus, homely person, wanting to have that. And this information came quickly through, and wondering if this is all worth it, you know. If we isolate ourselves, we lose out on that socialness, that homeliness, and maybe we're getting a better perspective of what is important. What is important. Yes, self-nurturing is very important as well. So I'm going to just close your reading with the last card, a numerology card, and see what Spirit has for you with regards to the closure of your 10-month eclipse cycle. And it has been a whammy, especially Capricorn, with all the planets we've had there, the South Node. And we have rebirth, and that's exactly what you are going through. A total rebirth, awakening of dreams. Coming out of the snow. Snow is darkness. That's when everything sleeps and goes dormant. And then there's this new awakening, this spring, the blossoming of the buds on that branch coming through, and that awakening, that rebirth. It's seen. 1 is about doing something on your own. 6 is about finding your balance. And the 2 together, the 7 is a decision that you need to make. That sacred decision about the rebirth and where your rebirth has to be. Is it the South Node? Are you going to force that? Are you going to try? You're not going to win. Or is it going to be the North Node, the Cancer, the 3rd house, the change of perception? So let's see how that resonates. I just want to put them there and read that for you. 16, it says, this card indicates a time of major transition and transformation that will result in significant personal growth. By drawing this card, you have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth. And remember, your house is spiritual awakening. So your perception there is changing, where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. This is where you surrender to changes around you and prepare to be the best that you can. You are being encouraged to trust and believe that a magical future awaits. But first you need to let go of the old in order to experience the new. Take time to reevaluate your core values and re-examine your life. Then eliminate any superficial foundations that don't align with your higher self and your dreams. This is a time to recognize and rise above any ego-based thoughts and behaviors. For humility and authenticity are the keys to your success. Humility and authenticity to yourself. No judgments to anyone. You are exactly the way you need to be. You have to accept that. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are leading you toward a higher level of understanding and awareness. This transformation is inevitable. So know that this is a very exciting time. For you are about to become the best you can be. And then the affirmation is, through personal transformation, I reach greatest potential. And isn't that absolutely exactly what Spirit has said here with all your cards? No judgments. You are exactly who you're supposed to be. You're even-tempered and emotionally well-balanced. And yes, Taurus people are very much that so. You're at ease with yourself, and I am at ease with other people. Your dreams are awakening. The snow is melting. The rebirth is there. There's this change of the eclipses. So I'm not going to carry on, Taurus. I would love to. I love to get lost in this. I just want to wish you all the best. Stay safe. Look after yourself. Look after your family. And go with where Spirit is leading you. Thank you.